everybody? Your boy Hoop Jargon back with another video. You know, as I always say, in southern sunny California, but it ain't sunny, it's gloomy as hell. I don't know what the hell's going on with the weather. But I'm gonna drop a quick video, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. And you guys hit the like button way in. I just want to touch on this Coach Prime, hoopla, as it were. I know we're far downfield with the Hoop Jargon. I'm sorry, with the Coach Prime, ballyhoo, with the Coach Prime, storyline, as it were. Hold on one second. We're pretty upfield, with the Coach Prime storyline, as it were. And thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm saying to the mainstream media, welcome to the party. Because as I look, throughout all these mainstream channels and Fox, FS1, and looking through ESPN, the Colorado storylines made its way to the B block, the C block, and as it, permeates over the actual footprint of the actual store of the, the social media accounts, it's like at the crescendo of everybody's main story not named the Dallas Cowboys. I think we all can see that. And this is a crazy story because us here, the grassroots media, as it were, the people who go out here, you fire up streams from your studio, from your car, like myself, and so on and so forth. We've been on this story for about 2 years. Some people like me 3. And I'm saying, welcome to the party. Now, you see on the thumbnail that I put Coach Prime in various aspects of his success of his career. You guys hit the like button to weigh in. Appreciate y'all trickling in. This is nothing new to Coach Prime. Coach Prime has known success. I mean, we know his playing career. I'm talking to the choir, the choir in that regard. I understand the fact that we know that, Coach Prime was played in the World Series, played in the Super Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champion, played for storied franchise like the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Ravens, the Commanders, aka known the Redskins, right? So we know that him as a player, and playing for the Braves, in baseball, and also the Atlanta Falcons. We all know this. But as far as Coach Prime, the actual coach, he's been doing this a long time. So, I did some digging because it's easy to say right now that these little, what I call them low-hanging fruit storylines where you talk about, I think the brother, well, not the brother, but the young man, Blackburn, he had the late hit on Travis Hunter and he got the death threats. It's like, to me, those are low-hanging fruit topics where you need no prep. You can just talk about how you feel about, a cheap shot, and you can just kind of ramble on from there. To me, that's not real journalism, but those kind of things dominate, the news faction, as it were, as it stands. So you see things about Coach Prime getting hated by Jason Whitlock. And Jason Whitlock, I don't know what his deal is. He has such a hard-on for Coach Prime. I don't get it. Because listen, man, I actually do enjoy, I would say, half of Jason Whitlock's commentary. I call him 50-50 Whitlock. He either hitting a home run or he's striking out. And there's no in between. And right now with the Coach Prime storyline, it reminds me of how Jason Whitlock was about LeVar Ball, which is mostly wrong. And he has a propensity to talk about certain black men who have a forward-thinking mindset who go against the mold. Now, I won't go too far afield on that, but check my video I put out about a week and a half ago. I pretty much laced that down pretty ardently and pretty stringently. But going to what I'm saying now is you see a lot of people focus on the Coach Prime storyline. And I get it, man. It's low-hanging fruit. It's easy. It's easy to get clicks. But I want to say, man, this man has been successful for a long time. I see we 8 deep. Y'all hit the like button. Let's go back to Trinity Christian. As an offensive coordinator, Coach Prime has put up a record of, 43-3 as an OC at Trinity Christian. And that's going to be out there in Dallas, Texas. So he's shown to have a propensity to be a progenitor of successful football. And Shiloh Sanders, I looked the other day, man. Shiloh had a touchdown when he caught a pick six. No, he caught a kickoff return. He did the high step into the end zone. And Coach Prime was talking about this on ESPN. Now it's probably ESPN Deportes, ESPN 15. But they dug that clip up. So ESPN has been following Coach Prime since his high school coaching days. So he's been doing this for a long time. Shiloh Sanders, you know, he had that great pick 6 last week against Colorado State to start the game off, has been doing this for a long time. And it's just now that the media is catching up now, it's just kind of funny to observe. But let us keep going on the field. So as we know, Shiloh and Shedeur both played for Trinity Christian out there in Dallas. And then fast forward to Jackson State. Listen, y'all, everything that everybody's saying about Travis Hunter now before the injury, playing both sides of the football and being, just a dog, as it were, on both sides of football, he was doing that all of last year. Now, he was hurt most of the year, but when Travis Hunter was, healthy, Travis Hunter was a dog, just how you see. And I go, a step further. People were scared to throw the ball on Travis Hunter's side of the field because he was shutting down a whole side of the field, a la, Revis Island, as it were, a la Prime. People did not throw the ball Coach Prime way. If you did throw it his side of the field, guess what? You paid for it. So, listen, I'm not mad at the mainstream media kind of, adapting to the storyline now that he's in Colorado. Obviously, it's a Power 5 school in the Pac-12. Obviously, there's more cameras on it. There's more eyes on it. So now the story's more real to a lot of news entities. I get it. But overall, he's been doing this for a whole year. If you guys really want to see Travis Hunter at his best, go look last year at the Celebration Bowl when they played against North Carolina Central University. Travis Hunter had like 2 clutch touchdowns in the fourth quarter and in overtime. He's been doing it for a while. So I know people saying, oh, he's doing it at the D1 level. No. The SWAC is Division I level. I'm sorry. Because you know what's funny? On that same SWAC team at Jackson State, they have about 5 performers who are doing well at the Pac-12 level. Let's name those guys out. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders, doing a bang-up job, still being a Heisman candidate. So you got to ask yourself, what's changed between now and 8 months ago? Nothing. Shedeur Sanders is playing as good as he played 8 months ago as he's playing right now. The only thing is that mic is a little hotter. That camera is a little hotter. So now people are acting like, oh, this is a miraculous thing. If you've been watching Shedeur Sanders, his jump from year 1 to year 2 was exponentially a big jump. Like him not turning the ball over, that's been a thing he's done in the last year. Him looking upfield, going through his progressions. He was doing that last year. And by last year, I mean the 2022 season, right? Even though it was 2023, as it were. Shout out to Katina Hayes, says, I got you live. Yeah. You got me live today, God dog it. So I'm just saying I'm not saying the hypocrisy. I'm not one of those guys who said like, well, because I saw it first, my opinion's only valid. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is welcome to the party. Shedeur Sanders has been doing this for a while. Savion Wilkerson. We're talking about a kid who first year played at Delaware State. He was MEAC freshman of the year. Did his damn thing. Last year at Jackson State, he was all SWAC. I think he was newcomer of the year or something to that effect. You guys can correct in the chat. But he's been a beast. He's a little baby bust wearing number 36, just like Jerome Bettis. I don't know if that's the inspiration behind his number selection. But Savion Wilkerson, if we saw, the TCU game, a very integral part of that football game of punching that ball in when they kind of had, Dylan Edwards, who's a phenomenal back. But he's more of like your Tony Pollard kind of guy, more of your scat back kind of guy. In the flats, you get the ball, he's going to take off. Savion is more your in between the numbers guy. Give him that ball, hit the A-B gap, and watch out. And last week, Savion Wilkerson had some big yards when that run game was stagnant. And that's a MEAC SWAC guy, right? Shedeur Sanders, we just went over that. A guy who's went through so much change as a quarterback. First year had a lot of happy feet moments. Held the ball a little too long at times. Now he goes through all his progressions, having grooming from, Tom Brady, you heard of him. And just a very smart quarterback who goes deep when he wants to, but he plays intermediate when he has to. If we remember the TCU game, he hit Travis Hunter, deep route, in the breadbasket, dropped it. He hit Jimmy Horn Jr., deep route, on the fingertips, dropped it. In all intents and purposes, Colorado probably should have won that first game probably by 2 touchdowns, if we're being honest, right? So let's go forward. Shiloh Sanders, the less talked about Sanders brother. We all know this. But Shiloh had a damn good football game against Colorado State. Listen, man, rivalry football games are always wonky. Whatever you put on paper, you can ball that shit up, throw it out the window. It's all about moxie. It's all about who wants it more, right? Y'all hit the like button and see we 10 deep. Shiloh stood up, pick 6 to start the game off when Colorado had a very rocky start offensively. Couldn't get anything going, right? First game against TCU, Shiloh led the team in tackles. I think he had 10 solo tackles. This is the kid we saw play at Jackson State last year. We've seen this already. Andrew says Alton would be cute. What do you mean by Alton? Explain it to me. Let's keep going down the list. Again, Savion Wilkerson, the big back who actually he walked on at Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, before the season started. Jackson State people, I'm gonna call you out a little bit, just a tad. Was saying that why would you leave Coach TC and go over to Coach Prime when you're a walk-on? Well, you see why now, because you're gonna be an integral part of what Colorado's doing, because you got 2 Thunder, running backs, but now he's lightning. He's gonna come in with the Marion Barber spirit, and rest in peace of Marion Barber, a famous running back for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what he is to the Colorado offense as we go forward. Let's keep going to the kicker, man. And I forget the buddy's name. I forget his name. I'm so sorry. I forget the kicker's name, but he got accolades for kicking the game-time field goal. Well, the field goal to put Jackson State in position to be down 8 points to come and score a touchdown later. So in short verse, a clutch field goal. Mata. There we go. Mata. He was at Jackson State last year, right? So you got these kids who were quote-unquote SWAC players, FCS players, who come at the FBS level and are still performing. Oh, ain't that something? And so what I find funny is all these journalists, listen, I'm not here to poo-poo on the journalists for not doing your due diligence. When you're not saying, oh, yeah, they were doing this last year. Travis Hunter, oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Travis Hunter, playing both sides of football, taking 120-some-odd snaps a game. Travis Hunter was doing this last year. So I'm not going to, drill you for not knowing your due diligence and not going and seeing that these guys were doing the same thing last year at a smaller conference. But, oh, by the way, that Steve McNair played in, I know y'all heard of him. Sweetness Walter Payton, the same exact school at Jackson State. Oh, you may have heard this guy, Jerry Rice, same conference. Aeneas Williams. We can keep going. Super Bowl winning quarterback Doug Williams. The name Michael Strahan, you may have heard that guy, right? Same conference. It's just a little funny that you guys don't acknowledge these guys' success when they're at that level, but when they come to the, the easily discernible Power 5 level, then all of a sudden, oh man, it's just a great story. It was a great story 2 years ago. Just saying. At Jackson State, in fact, Coach Prime was, I believe, 26-7 over his 2.5-year stint. 2 SWAC championships, undefeated in SWAC, lost the Celebration Bowl both years, to be noted. Lost to South Carolina State in 2021 and lost to North Carolina Central in 2022. However, he's been successful at every venture he's been in. I'm going to tell you who punching air right now, Florida State. Y'all could have had him for the cheap. Y'all could have had him for the free before Jackson State, and y'all told him no. Now, listen, I ain't mad at you because, listen, you got to prove yourself. You can't just waltz into a Power 5 program as an unproven coach, and just get a job. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm saying at the same time, you kind of dropped the ball a little bit, just saying. Andrew says, Alton Maskill, 6'1", 200, probably their best running back. Transferred from Houston, ran for about 1K, 16 touchdowns his freshman year in Houston in 2021. Tore his ACL last year. He'll be playing. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. All right. Yeah, so against Oregon, that's going to be a tall task, man. So with Travis Hunter being out, now here's the caveat. Cormani McClain. So Cormani McClain is the Travis Hunter of his class, the 2022 class, the #1 overall cornerback who he flipped from Miami, I believe. Y'all correct me in chat if I'm being erroneous. So as it stands right now, listen, man, true freshman, it takes a while for you to be acclimated to a system. And Coach Prime has said his last meeting, why has Cormani not been playing? He said it, he in his own way. He ain't ready. And just like Katina just pointed out, he's not ready. But I tell you what, his skill set is ready. So I wonder when that switch flips. I wonder when that light turns on when he is ready, because we're talking about a Travis Hunter skill set on the defensive side. Now, he's not a two-way player like Travis. There's not many guys walking this earth who's going to be like Travis Hunter. Let me just tell you. And Travis Hunter actually can play basketball very well. He's just one of those guys just gifted at everything he does. And shout out to No Guarantee. He said, what's good, Hoop? I'm going to have to break down and get a Cash App to support. I like telling bros I don't have cash. Man, yeah, so if you want to support the channel, you know, they demonetize me for some BS. But if you like the comment, please hit the like button. If you really like it, hit the Cash App, $HJ Streams. It's much appreciated. Much appreciated, No Guarantees. Appreciate you, brother. So I'm saying this because this Colorado storyline is so deep. The players on this team, the backstories is so deep. And I just really, I feel privileged to watch this story now. And some people are like, oh, you just being bandwagon. And listen, I like, yeah. But check it. I've been bandwagon since 2020. This is like a 3-year storyline for me. So I watch guys like Shady McCoy, Joey Taylor. Now I can't say Michael Irvin because Michael Irvin is very good friends with Coach Prime. Well, I watch Keyshawn Johnson, Emmanuel Acho, you name it. I see these people kind of come in and kind of like are really on board with Prime. And listen, man, I'm not one of them guys who say my fanship is better than yours. But I'm saying is, welcome to the party. This has been a developing 4-season storyline you should have been on. Because what's going on right now, this was going on at Jackson State last year. Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion, was a Heisman-worthy quarterback last year because his prognostications, he's superseding it. Because as it stood, Shedeur was a 3- or 4-star guy going to Florida Atlantic University. Y'all name me the quarterbacks who went through FAU and went to the NFL. I'll wait. Y'all name the quarterbacks from FAU who won the Heisman watch. I'll wait. So when he went to Jackson State, Shedeur was doing things that I haven't seen since the likes of guys like Bruce Eugene. Guys like Tavares Jackson, rest in peace Tavares Jackson, who was Brett Favre's backup for the Vikings. He came out of Alabama State, who was the incumbent quarterback actually for Seattle before this guy, you may have heard of him, named Russell Wilson, won the spot over between him and I believe, God dog it, it's a 3-quarterback race. It was Tavares Jackson, Russell Wilson, and I want to say Matt Mock or something like that. You guys can correct me in the chat. But Russell Wilson won that quarterback battle as a 3rd-round pick out of, he went to Wisconsin at first, and then he went somewhere first, he went to Wisconsin. So, you know, then history, you know, beyond that point. And guys like Richard Sherman would tell you all the time that it didn't really matter who they had a quarterback because that defense was the, you know, the progenitor of the success of that team, right? So let's just say it. Andrew says FAU was the option for Shedeur because Willie Taggart being the head coach at the time. Yes, Willie Taggart, who is, where's Willie at? That's a great comment. I forgot what Willie Taggart is now. But yeah, great black football coach, man. Willie Taggart is a really good football coach. Absolutely. I don't know what Willie is now, but yeah, great call out. And I appreciate my chat for being astute, for holding me down with my commentary and things of that nature. So we see the seeds of what Coach Prime has done already. North Carolina State first. Yes, North Carolina State he went to. Then he went to Wisconsin. Yes, good call out, Andrew. Andrew, boy, you on point today, boy. Appreciate you, my boy. So again, welcome to the party. Because this is a storyline you should have been talking about for a while. I love how Prime, listen, man, I understand that some of my SWAC followers do not like the optics of how he left and say he elevated to Colorado. But listen, as a former SWAC athlete, as a former SWAC coach, you are downright kidding yourself if you don't think that his job from Jackson State to Colorado is not a promotion. It's not elevation. You're out of your mind. Because at Jackson State, he was pulling down, what, like $250K, I believe, as a salary. He's pulling, what, $3.5 million a year. At Colorado, listen, man, I'm no math expert, but my ghetto math That's a hell of a promotion, right? So I'm happy for what he's doing. Andrew said, Carlisle admitted Radford calls for the Ravens right now. Yes, Liz, exactly. Willie Taggart is a quality coach. He is the current running back coach for the Ravens. We're talking about this ilk of guy, right? But with that being said, as a head coach at FAU, Shedeur wouldn't have got the recognition he has now. And that's the kind of the undertone of I love this whole story. A guy, you know, kind of on that LeVar Ball ilk, where you are basically the progenitor of your progeny. And by progeny, I mean your kids. You determine their outcome, good or bad, right, wrong, and indifferent. Listen, I've been around this joker for how many years? And I think I know best for my kid. So since I know best for my kid, I'm going to do it this way. You guys saw that comment. He said that Shedeur, like, you ain't going nowhere next year. And some people are like, oh, how you going to tell your son you can't go to the NFL? Because he don't need the money. Because we have a bigger mission here in Colorado. Because I brought you over here. I brought you in this world. You know how black women say, I'm going to take you out. Now, he didn't go that extreme, but like, I brought you here. Just trust me. I know best for you. And we see with LeVar Ball kids, they're going promoting Big Baller Brand again. A lot of you numbskulls out there saying that they needed to distance themselves from LeVar Ball for what? He raised them kids. I met LeVar Ball in real life. He wants the best from kids. All he talk about is his kids. So why would you say, let Puma, let these executives at Nike raise your kid when you've been raising your kids since they came out the vagina, right? Goofy. Shout out to my guy Saul in the building, says, what's happening? Who, man, good to see you, brother. Living life, let's say $5 million. Exactly. So you're making $5 million a year compared to $250K at Jackson State. Listen, man, and that's a good salary for a football coach at the HBCU level. I'm not shitting on that at all. And salute to Jackson State. But for you to say that as a grown-ass man, to tell another grown-ass man to make $250K compared to $5 million is not a that's not an upgrade. I'm gonna question your math skills, I'm gonna question your intellect, and I'm gonna question your cognitive development. You're telling me something that does not make sense. And that's one thing I don't do over here. Listen, in my perfect world, as a HBCU graduate, as a SWAC graduate, as a former SWAC player and coach, I would love for Coach Prime to be over there in the SWAC, ripping it up and getting that national attention. I would love nothing more than that. But listen, I live in reality. And reality is you're not getting the same attention that you are, you know, at Jackson State that you get at Colorado. Easy. No Guarantee says, Hoop, never heard a sports commentator with your extensive vocabulary. Keep it. I mean, I try, bro. Man, you know, I actually went to school, though. You know, I got my master's degree, you know, in education and all that stuff. But, I mean, listen, I cuss a lot. But I'm also going to drop some gems, and I'm also going to drop some experience. I've coached in the SWAC. I played ball in the SWAC. I played against about 12, 13 NBA players in my life. In real life, I'm 6'7", 235 pounds. I've seen and done some things in this world. So I know anybody can fire a camera up and just talk. I get it. I'm not saying nobody who is better than the next man. But what I am saying is, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Now, am I perfect? No. Is it what I'm saying is gospel? No. But when I see guys like Jason Whitlock, who's very decorated in his field, who's very good at what he does in journalism, who played football at Ball State, I give him all that. But there's some scope you may be missing with Coach Prime, and you have an affinity, in my opinion, to just take these arbitrary shots at like small little things that you see because you want to tear his character down. And I'm gonna call you out, fat boy. And I say that because I like it. I like Jason Whitlock's material for the most part. And if you guys are new to the stream, I call him 50-50 Whitlock. Sometimes he on, sometimes he off. Sometimes he on, sometimes he off. But I'm gonna call it how I see it. E Black says, "Who ain't packed, baby?" PTC says, "It's good to see you, Palm Tree. Hoop can dunk on any food, get him on, especially Whitlock." Man, well, I mean, right now, no. I'm out of shape right now, goddammit. So he's a pay hater to be to eat burgers. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Jason Whitlock has his own lane that he tries to kind of push forward. He's a very conservative guy. He's a very newly, or neo-Christian guy. So he likes to push his neo-Christian agenda. So That's his whole platform. So he likes to try to basically take, put a dossier on Deion for his lack of Christian laurels, as it were. He likes to call him a fraud for being like a fake Christian. That's Whitlock's whole thing. And what I'm saying is you're missing the mark, because Whitlock has shown to have a propensity to just basically lambaste guys who are black, who are forward-thinking, who are forward-speaking, and try to kind of condense you down to like, nah, lower your voice. That's been consistently Jason Whitlock, in my opinion. No, it's 500,000. He got paid 500,000 from Jackson State. Okay, I stand corrected, but my math stays intact. 5,500,000. Let's make a math equation. Which one's best? Again, guys, if you like this, the stream, y'all hit the like button. If you really like it, my Cash App is $HJ Streams. All contributions are appreciated. Because listen, man, I try to give y'all that unadulterated content where I'm not sitting here bloviating. I'm not sitting here making things up. I'm not sitting here just saying things just to get clicks, because I don't get paid off clicks. I get paid off my reputation. And by paid, I mean the currency of Hoop know what he talking about. That's the currency I want. So when I do make a stream, I don't make them all the time, every time. When I do make it, like, oh shit, okay, Hoop know his stuff. Okay, Hoop said this. Let me go fact check this. Because by all means, don't take anything I say for face value. Go check it on your own. I guarantee you it'll all check out, because I don't speak on stuff until I know it to be so, because I don't want to be caught out there in midfield or just talking on something that I have no expertise on. I hope that makes sense to you guys. PTC says, no one out there is perfect. Wish he would go to pass, try to see the bigger picture of what Prime is doing. It's beyond football. Absolutely. Because listen, to get a guy like Travis Hunter, who will be a top 5 NFL draft pick barring injury, and I know he's hurt right now, for him to go to Jackson State and follow him, that speaks volume about what Coach Prime brings to the table. That speaks volumes. And then, he played coy a little bit. Oh, well, Coach Prime went to Colorado. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going to be. I said this before the fact. Y'all go check the tapes. I said he's posturing. What he's doing is brand building. He's acting like he's not going to go to Coach Prime's, Colorado for that matter. He went to Colorado. I was like, he's just doing that to build his profile, which I don't begrudge him for at all. I think that's a brilliant idea. Because people at the time were wondering if Travis Hunter would follow Shedeur and Shiloh over there to Colorado. I said it, he's a surrogate son. There's no way in hell. I said this in a moment. This is around like January of 2023. Well, this year rather. Around December or January, somewhere around there. I said there's no doubt in my mind that Travis Hunter will be following Coach Prime to Colorado. That should age like fine wine. Some people like, oh man, he don't want to go with Deion because Deion did this and Deion did that. They lost the Celebration Bowl. Listen, man. When I was a coach, I said this all the time. The game is bigger than these championships, these wins, these losses. For people who are really like that, really him, everybody likes to say this goofy ass shit now. If you're really him, your end game is NFL. Your end game is the NFL. NBA, for that matter. Your end game is being a CEO of a company. These little accolades right now, these dissipate over time. Your end game is how do you make a living for yourself at the finish line of your life. So I saw that for Travis Hunter. His end game is, yeah, you can go play for another coach, but who's gonna teach you like Prime? Who's gonna let you play both sides of football like Prime? Again, I said this all in a moment. Nobody. Because people don't think that playing a guy for 120 some odd snaps is good for you. So guys like Jason Whitlock saying, oh, you're making Travis Hunter a target because you make him play out. Because, listen, man, with all due respect to Jason Whitlock, he played ball at the D1 level, so he get my respect. But who have you been a coach for? Who's really followed you as a leader, Jason Whitlock? You've always latched on to other people's platforms, except where you are right now, right? You've always latched on to other people's leadership. So who are you to tell Coach Prime how to be a leader when that's all he's been forever? All due respect, Whitlock, you're not a leader. You're a guy with a staunch opinion, and right now you're kind of, I forget the network who backs you right now, but respect, where respect is given. But You're not in a position to tell LeVar Ball what to do with his boys, to tell LeVar Ball what to do with Big Baller Brand, to tell Coach Prime to do with his kids, to tell Coach Prime to do with Travis Hunter. You're not in a position to tell him what to do, because where are your results to tell him to do different? I'll leave with that. And Andrew says, pray with you, Hoop, too. RP Cowhouse. Listen, man, Trayvon Diggs is down. And, you know, I'm sad about it. But at the end of the day, man, Cowboys defense is deep. It's deeper than the ocean is blue. Shout out to Blackstreet on that song, Don't Leave. I ain't gonna sing. I ain't gonna ruin y'all ears with my singing. But it's my love is deeper than the ocean is blue. So our defense is deeper than the ocean is blue. So I'm gonna leave it right there. So I'm gonna leave y'all right there, man. So just listen, man. Coach Prime has been at this for a minute. Listen, click on all the Coach Prime streams y'all want to, but just know somebody who's been on this for 3 years and counting. I've been giving y'all that real for a long time. I've been giving y'all that real gospel, that real breakdown, that real situational awareness for a long time on this channel. So I hope y'all appreciate that, because I appreciate y'all. So y'all hit the like button on the way out. I'm about to go and make some gumbo. You know, I'm out here in California. I got to teach these Californians how to make some Southern gumbo. And thank y'all so much for patient out the channel. Till next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.